welcome back to another Batrep for Star Wars Armada. I'm joined once again by Social General Rob.
Greetings, sir.
And today we are doing 600 points, which is our favorite point level to play at. This is what we enjoy the most. And going back to what we know the best also, which is Imperials and Rebels, which is what we have the most of. And as I'm sure you can see just by looking at the fleets here, I'm bringing a very obnoxious list. 2 Onagers. I've always wanted to try 2. I just picked up my second one about a month and a half ago. I've been wanting to get a second one for about a year. And so, I'm going to try out 2 Onagers, and just fair warning, I did let Rob know ahead of time. I gave him my list so that he wouldn't be blindsided by this. I didn't want to just walk in with 2 Onagers with him having no idea what's coming.
And be done by turn 2.
Yeah, we didn't want that to happen. So, coming up, we'll go over the fleets and the mission, and then we will be back with the pregame interview and the deployment overlay. For the Imperials, we have Admiral Sloane on an Imperial 2 Star Destroyer with Flight Commander, Flight Controllers, Expanded Hangar Bay, Advanced Projectors, Leading Shots, and Quad Turbolaser Cannons. We have 2 Onager-class Star Destroyers, both outfitted with the Orbital Bombardment Particle Cannons, Ordnance Experts, Weapons Battery Techs, and XI-7 Turbolasers, and a Gazanti-class cruiser with Taskmaster Grint, Expanded Hangar Bay, and the Vector title. For Imperial Squadrons, we have Howl Runner, Sienna Ree, Suntir Fell, 2 TIE Interceptor Squadrons, Captain Jonas, and 3 TIE Advanced Squadrons. For the Rebels, we have Admiral Ackbar on an MC-80 Command Cruiser with the Home 1 title, Kirsta Agate, Engine Techs, Advanced Projectors, High-Capacity Ion Turbines, and XI-7 Turbolasers. We have an Assault Frigate Mark II Bravo with XI-7 Turbolasers, Intel Officer, and Katekin and Sholin. We have an MC-30C Scout Frigate with Intel Officer, Ordnance Experts, Advanced Projectors, Assault Proton Torpedoes, and XI-7 Turbolasers. An MC-30C Torpedo Frigate with the Foresight title, and Intel Officer, Ordnance Experts, Early Warning System, Assault Proton Torpedoes, and Enhanced Armament. And a GR-75 Medium Transport with Tor and FAR, CommsNet, and Boosted Comms. For Rebel Squadrons, we have Shara Bay, a VCX-100 Freighter, and 4 E-Wing Squadrons. For missions, I came in at 600 points and Rob at 597, and Rob chose to be second player, so I had to choose from his missions, which were Advanced Gunnery, Asteroid Tactics, and Salvage Run. And I chose Salvage Run. Try something new. I don't think I've ever done this before. And the station is placed in the center of the board, and we add the 2 dust fields, and all obstacles have to be at distance 1 to 5 of the station. And then 4 objective tokens will be placed by Rob around the station, and he also gains 1 navigate token on all of his ships after we deploy fleets. And the special rule is, if a ship is within distance 1 of an objective token when they reveal a command dial, they gain that objective token, and it is worth 20 victory points. So coming up next, we will have the deployment overlay, while Rob and I go over the pre-game interview and discuss our strategy and tactics. Okay, so now that we've gone over the fleets and the mission, you'll start seeing deployment in the overlay, and we'll now talk about our thoughts behind deployment and our fleet builds. So, Rob, take us over your thoughts and strategy behind your fleet and for your deployment setup.
Well, It actually comes off of your fleet build in a way, because I knew you bring 2 Onagers, so I needed some maneuverability. Okay, so you're thinking the MC-80, not very maneuverable. Took engine Texas to help out. Hopefully I can at least do enough damage, at least taking at least one down. You know, my heart's a little bit. The MC-30s over there, they are going to be the flankers, basically. They flank around and try to do as much possible damage before they are glass cannons and get destroyed. The GR-75 and the escorts there are going to be going for the tokens right away, and to defend against any of your squadron as well. Yeah, that's basically it. We're going for long range, we're going for speed, and we're going to try to take you out before you can use off those Onager tokens there and obliterate me.
Yeah, we'll see. With this fleet, I have several micro synergies going on. The ISD with Sloane. Sloane is really only effective for the ISD, and with the interceptors and Howlrunner, and obviously to clean up squads can be extremely effective, but also very effective against ships because of Sloane. The additional synergy I've set up with the Gazanti is Jonas and 3 TIE Advanced. And the Advanced are there just to go out and tie things up and to suck up damage. It'd be cool if I get things to go out for, I've been Advanced tied up with some people, as well as Sunderfell. So that Sunderfell can just be doing damage to them because they can't shoot at them. The main thing is for them just to go out and tie things up while the rest of my squads go and do their thing. And Jonas, I want accuracies. I want accuracy so that I can stop evades and important defense tokens. And so one of the reasons why I put quad turbo laser cannons on the Star Destroyer, I've maybe used it once, but with Jonas giving me an accuracy, that one gives me another accuracy if I have an accuracy, so I can get a whole bunch of accuracies to lock things down and just maximize damage potential coming in. The Onagers, on the other hand, focusing purely on the long-range bombardment and fishing for and trying to get the crits, the red crits, so that I get the splash damage going off. Now, the way that Rob's set up here, splash damage isn't going to be as effective unless I turn away from his 2 big ships. But that's fine. I had to make a choice, as you guys will see as deployment's coming up. Obviously I would prefer my Onagers blasting away at these MC-30s here. But I also, whenever he placed his assault frigate, I'm like, well, I'm going to dedicate one to that side. And I also wanted them to kind of be together, to really focus down both of their super weapons. And when he put Ackbar there, I was like, well, I'm just going to commit. So we're going to see if 2 Onagers can take down Ackbar and an assault frigate. Or if they can take down the Onagers first. We'll see. The Onagers are going to be getting the shots off first because they have a longer range. But if Rob can get around to my side, he's got with Ackbar still alive, he'll be doing those big broadsides. Onagers have no shields on the sides or the back, and they fold like paper once you get around them. So, we'll see. When I initially picked the mission, I was like, I might just ignore the mission, not worry about it. But the way it's set up, I think I might be able to get 2 tokens, maybe 3. That's why I set my Star Destroyer to be going at speed 3. I'm going to rush in and try to get 2 tokens on turn 2. And I think I might just have to ignore the MC-30s. They're going to be so fast and getting around behind me no matter what I do. Just have to ignore them. Maybe go after them with squads later in the game. But I think I'm going to rush forward with Sloane and try to pincer Ackbar and his assault frigate between the 2 Onagers. And hopefully his MC-30s can't get in position. But we'll have to see. MC-30s can go really fast. Yeah. And when they do hit, they hit hard. And again, I will say I do recognize this is an obnoxious list, but I wanted to try double Onager. So, in all fairness, I gave Rob the list beforehand, so we had plenty of time to prep for it. I won't be doing this often because I know it's not It can be pretty obnoxious, but just wanted to see what it's like.
We don't like to do exchange lists ahead of time.
Yeah, most of the time we don't exchange lists. We just say like, are you bringing Empire, bring Rebels, whatever.
Right.
But
that's the only thing. But
just at least we can be surprised and just adapt as that comes forward. But with this one, I felt I really needed to, just because the nature of what onagers can do. So we'll see coming up. We'll be planning our dials. We'll be coming up in round 1. And one thing I just noticed, I forgot to play Sow Runner. So if you guys see that on the deployment in the picture, she's not in there. I'm just going to place her right behind the interceptor formation. That's where I was planning on putting her, but I forgot to place her because she was just a single and I had to wait until last. So, but that's just a minor adjustment, not going to really affect anything. So coming up, we are going to be doing planning our dials, and that will be the start of round 1. We are at the start of round 1. We have Sloane and her ISD-2 command ship moving at speed 3. Howrunner, Sienna Ree, Sunterfell, and interceptors in formation alongside the Vector, Captain Jonas, and the TIE Advance. The Vector is going at speed 2. And both onagers here lining up shots, starting to charge their orbital bombardment cannons, if I can speak. They are both going speed 1. Really going to just treat them as long-range artillery here. And we have Ackbar and his assault frigate escort, both going at speed 2 on this flank to face off with them. Got our E-Wings, Shara and the VCX, along with the GR-75 moving at speed 2. And then we have our scout frigate moving at speed 3. And the Foresight torpedo frigate moving at speed 4. Or speed 3. They're both going speed 3. Looking to flank around behind Sloane and get into the exposed aft section. And starting with the Vector, revealing a navigate, going speed 2. And just getting into this dust cloud and getting into position to pick up this salvage for the Empire.
Alright, so I'll be moving the GR-75. It is an engineering token. I replaced the navigation token that I was given for the mission with an engineering token. I'll be moving forward at speed 2, and I'll be getting right into position while it's not taking that token.
Alright, we got Sloane revealing a navigate dial, taking a token. I think I might have just changed my mind where I want to send her. I think I'm going to turn away, start heading towards. I really missed those squads. Don't know if we have a range of that salvage, but I think I might actually try to go after these MC-30s. See if a single ISD-2 can take on 2 MC-30s. We'll see.
Alright, so I'm going to be moving the the MC-30 scout frigate, and I'm turned over engineering dial. I'll be taking the token for now, and I'll be going up to, I use my navigation token to go up to speed 4. So I'm going up to speed 4, I'm going to fly straight ahead, and come right around there, and hopefully will not be within range of his side arcs.
Just so you guys know, my yellow dot is on top of the dust cloud, so there is no line of sight going in or out to the front of the Star Destroyer. And we'll start with Onager number 1. So navigate, taking a token. Do a slight turn in this way to make sure I got plenty of arc and angles for my bombardment cannons. And then I now place my ignition token if I want to fire with it next turn, which I do want to set that up. And fortunately, when they came out with these things, the ignition tokens are numbered. Or have numbered options, so I can choose. So I'm just going to go out to maximum potential range. This is the long range ignition, so I'm going to go dead center at the longest range possible.
Alright, I'm going to be moving the assault frigate next. It's an engineering dial. I'll be taking the token, but I'll also be using the navigation token that was there earlier to slow down to speed 1. I'll be moving forward straight, and I am hoping that I'm out of medium range of the ignition.
Yeah, we checked. If he stayed at speed 2 or speed 3, he would have been getting into short range of the ignition token, which is
Not good.
right there. Speaking of ignition tokens, we have Onager number 2. Just like its counterpart. You navigate, taking a token, staying at speed 1, doing a slight turn in. And we'll be placing the ignition token at long range. So the ignition token number 2. Will actually keep this close to the other one. We're actually gonna put it right on the edge of my arc here. Probably not gonna get the assault frigate with this one, but that's fine. Let's see who my targets are next turn.
Okay. Ackbar is next in the MC command center cruiser. He will be using the token. First of all, the command dial is a focus fire, which he'll be taking the token for. He will be using his nav token to slow down to speed 1, and he'll be going straight. Alright, so the torpedo frigate now, the MC-30, will be using its navigation token. He'll be speeding up to 4. Replay, and my command dial is an engineering dial, which I will be taking the token for use of sure. And I'll be going right on up there.
Alright. Next up is the squadron phase, which I won't film. It's just going to be a lot of maneuvering, and I'll give you a recap of that at the start of round 2. Start of round 2. We're definitely going to be getting into it now. A couple E-Wings came over here. I've got my 2 interceptors up front with Sunterfell, Cianari, and Howlrunners staging. Then over on this side, we've got a couple TIE Advance preparing to engage with these E-Wings, Charbet and the VCX that move forward. And over on the right side, we have Captain Jonas and another TIE Advanced moving over to the right. The Onagers lined up, their weapons are charged, ready to fire downrange into Ackbar and his assault frigate escort. And won't be any shooting from the Star Destroyer, at least out the front, because I'm sitting over debris field, but we'll see if these guys maybe have some arcs onto my side arc, getting past the dust field. I should say not debris field, dust field. But definitely going to be some engagements and shots going on here in round 2. Okay, revealing a squadron dial for Vector. And with Taskmaster Grint, I chose Squadron for this game. So every time I reveal a squadron, I get a free squadron token. And turn to hangar bay, I can activate 4. So all advanced flew over here to lock down Shower Bay in this E-Wing. This guy couldn't be because he's in the station. It'd be all obstruction. And then Captain Jonas is flying off all by himself over here to help basically start spotting for the Onagers, because he changed accuracies if he's close to other ships that you're shooting at. So we're going to be doing the squadron attacks going on over here by the advanced. And then, also when I revealed my command, I'm within 1. So I gain a victory token. And then I will be doing my movement after we do the squadron attacks. Alright, I'm actually thinking about, do I want to try to drop the E-Wing, or do I want to just sacrifice these guys and just go all in on Shara. These forces under scatter. A lot of games I choose not to even shoot at her because her counter is just so good. You know what? I brought these advanced to be expendable. We're going to have all 3 advanced attack Shara. I know I'm not going to kill her. See if I can't force Rob. Let's get through and maybe spend his scatter. Maybe I can spend the scatter for him by getting accuracies with Sloane. So let's see what happens. Actually, let me double check real quick. I'm pretty sure the Sloane thing works on any defense tokens, not just ships. Yes, so it does work on squadrons. Yeah. Alright, well, we're going to take some hits before we get them out. So first, advanced on Shara. Oh, well, just 3 hits.
I will.
Yeah, she has 4 health.
I will. I'll scatter that.
Yeah, no damage. Second advanced. Oh yes, let's do the counter. So counter 3, but crits count as hits. This will be the advance that's closest to your GR75. 3 damage. Alright, next advanced. Alright, I will, that's 1 hit, 1 crit. I will, in an accuracy, I'll use the accuracy to spend your scatter. So your scatter is gone. So 1 damage, nothing to do with that. But then you counter back. This is the middle one. 2 accuracies and a crit, but 1 damage. And then the last advanced, you have Tor and Far. Yes, so reroll. So 2 damage on that advanced. Then last advanced. I don't think I can. Yeah, because you can't do that. But I have 2 actions, but you can only do it once, I think, per attack. So I will spend your brace, and then you have 1 damage coming in. Yep, and then counter back with Torn for 2 damage. Or yeah, because that got hit. So 2 damage. Yeah. So 3 health remaining on the middle and the closest advanced, and then the advanced on the GR75 has 2 remaining, and Shara Bay has 2 remaining with her scatter being used up. Then I'm still going speed 2. I'm on a slight turn here. Just get in position to grab this salvage for the Empire round 3.
Alright, so I'll be activating the GR75. It is a squadron dial. I will be using the whole entire dial. I will be activating Shara Bay and activating the E-Wing that is now, if you notice, on the space station closest to his ship, his squadrons, turned around, and they'll be firing upon his escorts.
And then I'm guessing you're also doing some flat shots up the front.
And there'll be flat shots out for GR75 as well.
You have this guy double arch as well. Just keep that in mind.
Okay.
And he also picked up a salvage victory token for the rebels.
What's the damage on each one of these guys real quick? Alright, Shara Bay will be attacking the middle center.
Advanced.
Advanced.
Yep. On 3 health. 1 hit. Tor and Far. 2 hits. So 1 health remaining on that advanced.
And then the E-Wing that fired will be firing, that's activated, will be firing upon the furthest one by that his Gazanti.
Yep, the other one on 3 health, that's closest to my Gazanti. So on the far side of your screen there.
Yep.
1 hit. Torn Far. 2 hits, so they're both down to 1.
Okay.
Now for flacking.
Flacking. First we're going to flak, we have a double arc flak on the closest one to the GR75.
Okay, so port side flacking first on him. 1. Then front flacking on him.
Yep.
Dead. Middle 1. Dead. Far 1. Dead. Well, they were a sacrifice, but we'll see if they actually... Oh, I think they did their job. So, we'll see if that was worth it, sacrificing 3 advanced to just get rid of Shara's scatter.
Alright, I'll be moving the GR75, sorry. It'll be going at speed 2. It'll be going right into the space station. It has run over everything but the VC-X.
VC-X was about right. So, then I get to place the other squads. Doesn't displace them too much, but I'm placing this E-Wing over here. Like so, the one that has not activated. Shara. actually going to place like so. Maybe flank her a little bit. Oh, they're sliding. They're slipping aside because I don't have an even table, but they're close enough. And this E-wing will just bring right back like so. Okay, we are doing Sloane on the Star Destroyer. It is a squadron, getting 5 with my hangar bay. And the squads are going to be going in Howl Runner first, and then generic, Sunterfell, and Sienna Ree. Let's see if we can drop these E-Wings. Again, just as a reminder, especially if this is your first time watching my videos, you always do squads one at a time. Normally, I just do it all at once to make it easier for filming. And when you're gaming with your friends, sometimes it's easy just to do it one at a time. And if you need to make adjustments based on how things go, you can just play casual that way. But just keep in mind, rules as written, you have to do squadrons one at a time. It'll usually benefit you more if you do it one at a time so you can see what happens. And then out the side here, I'm going to be doing some flakking. I'm going to be flakking into the non-activated E-Wing and Shara Bay, who's on 2 health with no scatter remaining. See if I get lucky. Alright, we will be starting with the Howl Runner. And she gets 3 blue, +1 from flight controllers, and she's going to be attacking the E-Wing that is nearest the MC-30s. So the one on the left side of your screen. 3 damage. It's a good opening salvo. And we've got the first interceptor coming in on the left side. Starts with 4, gets +1 for Howl Runner, +1 for flight controllers. Need 2 more damage to drop that E-Wing. I did not get it, got 1, but Swarm reroll. Wow. That E-Wing is still alive, somehow. We got a rookie pilot in that interceptor. I'll bring over the other basic interceptor that's on the right side. He's still in engagement range, so he will shoot at the damaged E-Wing. See if we can get the 1 damage. We got it. Should have done him. That was 4 damage. Alright, now we caught, yeah. Sunterfell on the remaining E-Wing. 3 damage so far. Swarm reroll. So it is 3 damage. 2 health remaining on that E-Wing. And Sienna Ree. Finish him off. And he does. So both E-Wings do go down. And then my flakking will start on the E-Wing. This is not obstructed because I placed them to where they're, even with touching, they still are overlapping or over the station, so it's clear. So it's 2 blues. So on the E-Wing first. Nothing. We're leading shots for 1 on the E-Wing. Then on Shara, nothing. Leading shots, 1. So they both just take 1. And Shara had an exhausted brace, but didn't matter in that instance. Okay, using my token to slow down to speed 2, and changing my mind again, turning back towards Ackbar and the assault frigate, because just looking at it, I couldn't turn fast enough to make a difference. Because his MC-30s are moving so fast at speed 4, they're going to be well behind me anyway. So I'm just going to try to ignore them, see if I can't, at the end of the game, get into the Ackbar assault frigate fight.
Alright, we're going to be activating the MC-30 torpedo frigate. Right there with the Mark II. And it'll be slowing down. It's a navigation dial. I'll be using it to slow down to speed 3. And I'll be using the clip there at 1 so that I get a little extra tighter turn.
Just so everybody knows, obstruction here means there's no shots for flakking or for long range, because with enhanced armament he gets the 1 red, but he has to check obstruction first before he gets the Ackbar dice, so there is no dice pool able to be formed. Okay, we'll be activating Onager number 2. It is a concentrate fire, and first shot has to be the ignition shot, so we will be firing the charged up orbital bombardment particle cannons, medium range shot into the side of Ackbar. And just as people that maybe have never run an Onager before how this works, I measure distance for my dice pool from the ignition token. And if I'm beyond long range, this is considered an extreme range shot. Extreme range shots matter when you're using evades, because evades get extra benefits. but then I measure my arc and my line of sight from the actual cardboard of my ship. So I'm getting medium range pull for my super weapon, and I am in arc, and yellow dot to yellow dot, it is a clear line of sight into the side of Ackbar. So at medium range with my ignition attack, I get 3 red, 2 blue. And so far, I'll be using that accuracy on something. I don't have what I need yet to cook off the crit effect that I want, so I will add in a red, see if I get what I need. No, that's still great though. I will take that. You will accuracy your brace. That will be 6 damage, and it is XI7s. For those that know, now with XI7s, advanced projectors still work with XI7s, but you can still only move 1 shield to one hull zone each with XI7s activated.
Okay. I will need to redirect the shield.
Yep. So you got 6 coming in. 3 of it can be sent to other hull zones. 1 to each of your other ones.
That's what will happen. Yeah.
So 1 to the rear, 1 to the front, 1 to the port side. And you've got 3 more that have to be taken on the starboard. Starboard side goes down to 1. Staying at speed 1 and just going straight. And then I need to place my ignition token for next turn shot. Still sending it all the way down range at long. I think I might still angle it out a little bit just in case I want to shoot at the assault frigate next turn. We'll see. Probably not though.
Okay, I will be using the MC-30 Scout frigate next. It is a concentrate fire dial. I will be using it to fire upon the destroyer's port side.
Yep, it's going to be side to side. It is obstructed by the debris field.
And since I'm doing a side shot, I'll be able to do Ackbars plus 2 dice.
Yep, so he's starting with 2, -1 from the asteroid field, but then since he still gets actually has a dice pool, plus 2 from Ackbar. So we're starting with 3 reds with the concentrated fire. Starting off, 3 red dice coming in to the side. 2 hits and a blank. We're adding a red.
Adding a red, sorry.
Blank. And I don't think there's any other modifications you can do. Well, intel officer, I forgot to, but we had to do that before you add the dice. We got to remember that. Always forget with the intel officer that you have to do that before you start modifying. But I'm going to redirect it. The XI7, everyone's got advanced projectors and XI7s in this match, but I will send it to my front and my starboard side, 1 damage each.
Without taking a half token, which I really do need right at the moment, I'll be hitting my own MC-30.
Yep.
So they'll moving up, they'll be stopping at 2. Because they hit each other, they'll take a damage card.
Correct. But this was the best option. Rob could have turned away the opposite way, but that would have put this MC-30 definitely out of the fight for the rest of the fight. Okay, my last ship. I got Onager number 1 doing an ignition shot into the side of Ackbar, and it will also be with the medium range dice, but counted as extreme range. Alright. Second bombardment cannon charged up and fires into the side of the home one. 3 red, 2 blue. That's actually pretty fantastic. Sorry. Definitely going to be spending those. This will be used later here in 1 moment. I will then add a blue with my concentrate fire. That works. So I'll be using my, if I can remember my wording properly, weapons battery text to turn this red accuracy into a crit to activate the bombardment crit. And I'm going to accuracy. Your green redirect and your brace. So that's me 4 damage coming in. Then when the red crits go off, your assault frigate is going to be taking 2 damage.
So you're not using a later crit for using shield.
Now I'm using the red crit to activate the bombardment crit. The bombardment crit means that splash damage goes out for the hit happens.
So if I contain the crit,
Does nothing.
but it protects again.
No. Containment only stops standard crits. I'm not doing it. Well, so for people watching, technically you don't know what I'm going to do. I'm telling you what I'm going to do. I'm going to be activating my specialty crit. Contains do nothing against specialty crits. You can only activate 1 crit per attack.
Okay, that was the question. So, I will be,
Now you could choose to spend the contain anyway, just in case I change my mind. That would be kind of shitty of me if I did that. But I'm not changing my mind. But normally when you're playing, for people watching, the defender actually has to pick if he wants to spend the contain here, knowing that there's a possibility of a specialty crit coming in. The possibility that contain doing nothing, because then the attacker can choose after the defense token step to choose which crits he's going to do. So I told you ahead of time. If I was playing, seriously, I wouldn't say ahead of time what I'm doing, but you would know I'd have the option. But don't spend it because I'm not doing.
well, I gotta burn the shield one anyways.
Alright, so burning the shield.
Yeah.
So that means you can still spread. It's 4 damage. You can spread it all around.
Mm-hmm.
So even with XI7, so 1 on the back, 1 on the port side, 1 on the front, and now shields down on the starboard side. And then I activate the splash damage. So the assault frigate takes 2 damage, and you pick which hull zone he takes it on.
The aim zone or what?
Yeah. He just takes 2 damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, so rear shields down on the assault frigate. Okay, staying at speed 1, just going straight. And then placing my ignition token for next turn. I'm just going to keep it right next to the other one. We are focusing fire with our
Home 1. It's an engineering dial, and I'll be using all engineering, which I move 2 shields up on the starboard side. And then I'll be firing flak upon the
Captain Jonas.
Captain
I'm
Jonas.
just going to do it here. I'm not going to switch over. So no hit.
So, and then I'll be moving 1 forward, right into the danger zone. Alright, the assault frigate is to move next. It is a navigation dial. I'll be using it to speed up the speed 2. And I will be going for also flacking.
Yep, just a quick hit. That is a clear shot. The debris field is not. I'm not going to switch over again. Just 1 quick blue. No damage. So this Captain Jonas apparently knows how to dodge your flak. So
he's a captain.
Yep.
Moving up 2. And I'll be using this, and I'll be using the engineering token just to raise up the 1 shield in the back that I.
Yep, technically that would happen first, but yeah, the splash damage, token spent, get half, then shield back up to 1.
Alright, so squadron phase. I'm moving my VCX, and I'll be going towards the token in front of his Gazanti. And I'll be using a strategic ability. I'm going to be within 1 of it. And I'm going to move it right behind my Gazanti.
Yeah, there you go. Now I can't grab it, and you'll grab it when you activate your GR75.
Alright, and then my last E-Wing is going to be flying after Jonas, just to see if we can help out Home 1.
Home for the chase. Start of round 3. We have our MC-30s trying to reorganize and reposition. Sloane's flagship and her fighter escorts now prepared to move over to this side of the battlefield. Salvage has been stolen. There's no way I can get it. It will be picked up by the rebels. Most importantly, the Onagers now have lined up their shots, and Ackbar and his assault frigate are in the prime position. This also means that Ackbar and the assault frigate are going to be entering into their long ranges to be able to start getting off their long range shots. Will it be enough to drop these two pesky Onager class Star Destroyers? Alright, we are going to be activating Onager number 1, and it will be firing its ignition shot at its extreme range, but it gets its full dice complement into the front of the assault frigate. And Captain Jonas is within range to do Captain Jonas things to assist with the shot. Okay, so since this gets the full complement, because it is close range from the ignition token, it's going to be 3 red, 2 blue, 3 black, and I can't remember if I said it is a concentrate fire dial. I forgot to say that. So concentrate fire is also in play. And it's 2 black, not 3 black. 3 red, 2 blue, 2 black. Alrighty. This is why I'm glad I have Jonas with me. I'll be adding in a black with my concentrate fire. And I'll be adding in a blue with my concentrate fire. Very good. Then Jonas is going to let me turn this red blank into an accuracy. I'm going to stop his brace and stop his evade. And that's going to be 2, 4, 6, 8 damage into the front of your assault frigate.
Well, we're going to have to, the only thing we can do is redirect.
I can only redirect 1 because he does not have advanced projectors on the assault frigate. So where do you want this 1 to go? Go to either side.
We'll go on the port side.
Port side, so port side takes 1. And the front takes 7, so that's going to be 4 off the shields. And 3 damage coming in. One of them will be a face-up. Alright, the face-up is going to be point defense failure. For attacking a squadron, you have to remove a dice from your attack pool. So, no flacking, yeah, because you only have 1. And then 2 face down. So 3 damage on the assault frigate. And that will be that. Okay, staying at speed 1, and okay, I'm going to go ahead and turn in just a little bit to just keep myself lined up, and replace my ignition token, which I am well within placement range now. Plan for next turn, so we're going to angle it a little bit further out, and just plan on them coming right on into it, like so.
Alright, I'll be activating the GR75 next. It's a squadron token, and
then
squadron command down,
Yep.
And I'll be using it, but I'm also picking up the salvage token. I'll be activating the E-Wing close to Jonas, right there, and I'll be activating Shara as well.
Alright, where are they going?
Alright, the E-Wing, actually, if I remember, well, it's going to move in a little bit, to...
You want to be in snipe range?
I'll be in snipe range,
Okay.
I'm trying for...
So I'm just going to do a snipe attack on Jonas. Okay.
And
Shara?
Shara, she is going to be moving out behind the Onager towards that direction. She can only go 4.
Okay. No, you won't be able to get in range to attack the Onager.
She'll be moving there.
Okay, so we got 1 snipe attack going against snipe attack. E-Wings have snipe 3. And Captain Jonas. 1 hit, you are in Tauren far range. 2 hits, brace to 1.
First side on the second dial there, and then I'm going to be coming up and around. Ben's got right there.
Okay, we have Onager number 2, concentrate fire, and lining up its shot into the assault frigate. See if we can't drop this pesky space potato. Okay, so we have 3 red, 2 blue, and 2 black going into the front. Yeah, I think that's gonna do it. Yep, that's gonna do it. So concentrate fire in the blue. It's already an accuracy. And just for giggles, make that an accuracy from Jonas, block everything, and that'll be 2, 4, 6, 8 damage that comes in. And gets pounded to smithereens, unfortunately. Or, well, fortunately for me, but unfortunately for Kate, Ken, and Cholin, who are on board.
It's not a mashed potato beef.
Yeah, no, it's not mashed potato. Yeah, mashed potato beef. Okay, we went ahead, speed 1 still, and just going straight. I think my angles are okay here. And now retarget Ackbar. And we're just going to place its orbital token, targeting token, right next to its companion. And then as Rob so aptly put, the spaced mashed potato has been destroyed.
Alright, I'm activating the MC-30 torpedo frigate. It is a concentrated fire. I was hoping to be within range, but at this point, unfortunately not.
So you guys know he is in range here, but the dust field blocks line of sight, and he has enhanced armor, so we did have a red where he could activate Ackbar, but unfortunately the dust field is blocking the line of sight, so no shot.
So I'll be taking the token, and I'll be moving at speed 3, and I'll be turning over there, as you can see, still coming around the back and kind of flying around.
Okay, we will be activating Sloane on her flagship. It is a squadron. So went ahead and did all the moves. Howl Runner coming in first here. And we've got Interceptor, then Interceptor, then after that Sunterfell and Sienna Ree. I also have flak shots, and I am double arcing both of these. And it is in range, so then I'll be doing the flak after the squadron. I could choose to do it ahead of time with my flight commander, but I want to actually just see what my squads do first before I send the flaks in. Okay, starting with Howl Runner on the E-Wing, and this is a fresh E-Wing. 3 blues, then adding 1 blue from flight controllers. Nothing. That was a big whiff. No swarm because no one was there yet. Then we'll send in the first interceptor in on the E-Wing. And with flight controllers and Howl Runner getting 6. There's 5. Well, he definitely made up for it, so that E-Wing goes down. He's like, you lined up the shot, Howl Runner. Thanks, boss. Then the next regular interceptor going in on the VCX. Now, none of these get the Howl Runner bonus because I couldn't get Howl Runner close enough to be engaged. So, 5 dice from flight controllers. But I am getting swarm because the first interceptor came in and is now engaged. 3 damage with swarm. So 3 damage out of 8. Then Sunterfell is the next one coming in. 2 more damage, swarm. And that would have changed that one, so this is actually 3 more damage, so 2 health left on the VCX. And then Sienna Ree only gets 1 so far. Swarm, no. VCX, wow, Sienna Ree, you whiffed, you're supposed to be an ace. 1 health left on the VCX. But, I guess Sienna Ree wanted to see what my flat cannons can do. I am in flat. So first flak, this will be out the front, and the flak then takes it out. And continuing at speed 2, coming on around, I don't think I'll be needed over here, but just in case, and also staying away from those deadly MC-30 frigates.
Alright, next is my MC-30 Scout frigate. It looks like we have no shots at all anyway, so it is a squadron, ironically, dial, which we just take the token for. And then I'm going to be moving 4, which goes there.
Be really close next turn. Try to stay on the board. Really hoping Rob's got a nav dial planned. As you guys can see, we're getting danger close to the edge. My Byzanti, I'm revealing a concentrate fire. And I'm just going to do a flak at the front with the concentrate on that E-Wing. Shara is just out of range. I'm just going to do it off screen here real quick. Shot, hit, concentrate fire. No, so just 1 damage on that E-Wing. And then I am moving forward at speed 2, but I'm going to slow down with my token to speed 1 because I don't want to hit the E-wing and let Rob readjust himself. So slowing down to speed 1 with my Uzanti.
Alright, now I'm moving home 1. It is a concentrated fire dial. I'll be firing my port chart.
We'll start with the, he's doing the Ackbar. He's not going to do the front shot because 1 red dice is not worth it. Might as well just do the Ackbar side to front. Yep.
So Ackbar side to front.
Yep, long range into the Onager number 2. Get 3 red and then adding 2 red with Ackbar. That's what we got so far. Then we get to add in a red. Then you have a concentrated fire token.
Roll the blind.
Alright, so we've got 4 damage coming in with 1 accuracy.
The 1 accuracy I will take out will be your brace.
Okay, so no brace. I will choose to redirect 1 because you have XI7s, and I will salvo back. So I'll take my damage here real quick. So I am taking 3 on the front, and I'll take 1 on my port side. Then salvo back, I get 2 reds. And I will stop your redirect. 1 damage into your side, so drop 1 of those shields you raised last turn.
Okay, I'll be going straight. Moving 1, right within where you wanted me.
Yep. And then the only squadron left for the squadron phase is Jonas here, and he's just going to be moving over like so to continue assisting with targeting for these bombardment shots. Coming up will be at the start of round 4. Start of round 4. Unfortunately, things aren't looking too good for the rebellion. These 2 brand new experimental Star Destroyers have definitely shown that if you have 2 of them, you might not have any friends after the game. We'll be starting with Onager number 2, unloading once again the particle cannons, and it is an engineering dial. And I'll be using its engineering to raise the front shields by 2. And then doing my ignition attack front to side into the home one. We got the front to side ignition shot with the bombardment cannons. 3 red, 2 blue, 2 black. So we got these here, which I will stop your brace and redirect. It's not the greatest hit in the world, but that's okay. I'm going to use Ordnance Experts. Okay, and then I'll use Jonas just to stop everything, because turn that into an accuracy. So that'll be 5 damage coming into the side with the crit. So 1 shield and 4 damage. First one face up, and it is a ruptured engine. If you go faster than speed 1, you suffer damage. I don't think that's going to be an issue for you. 3 and 4. And that will be it for that. Staying at speed 1 and going straight. Then just place my ignition token pretty much just about where it was.
So, after receiving the wonderful crit last time of ruptured engines, I had already planned a navigation dial. So I'll be taking a navigation token, since I can't go more than suffer damage by going more than speed 1. And I will be firing out of both arcs, my front and side arc, into his front.
You're doing the side first, so it's going to be 3 red, 3 blue, and then 1 more blue from high capacity ion turbines. It's pretty good. So you have an accuracy and 6 hits with a couple crits in there.
Okay, in accuracy, we're going to start with brace.
So the brace, I'll redirect and salvo. So I'm going to take my damage first. I can only redirect 1. So I'll redirect to my starboard side. I have to take 5 more damage. I only had 4 shields there, so I do take 1 face up because there is a crit. And it is life support failure. Discard all my command tokens, so I get rid of my nav token. And I cannot have command tokens. And salvo back of 2 red. I will stop your redirect, and it is a crit.
I'll continue.
Yep, so 1 face down. And then your front to front shot. Just 2 blue and a red. An accuracy and 2 crits. We'll reject accuracy.
Well, you don't get him, do you?
I do not.
So we will do the brace.
Not the brace.
So you could take me out.
If I roll hot, yes. Well, no, you have 2 shields on the front, because this is going into the front now, because this was a front shot.
Then I'll do the brace then.
Yeah, I don't even think if I rolled max, because yeah, I don't think, yeah. So the brace, I'll burn both. So redirect 1. Again, this one will go to my port side shields down. I have to take a face up. Comms noise. You reduce my speed by 1, or you choose my next command.
Ooh. Reduce by 1.
Yeah, you can drop me to 0 for if you're alive next round.
Yeah.
Reduce my speed, okay. Yep, so speed to 0. Then salvo back. Really accurate shot. And I'm going to just use Jonas to make it even more accurate. A very accurate miss. Be done. Straight. So Rob wants to do this just to do this. He's going to spend his token to activate engine techs. And since he's still just going speed 1, he's not taking damage from ruptured engine. So it's not going to change the shot that's coming in on him, but it's just as an example of how you can use tokens and engine techs to potentially get around that damage card. And my activation is going to be Onager number 1. It is also an engineering, taking a token. And I'll be doing my ignition shot into the side of home 1 there, and then I'm also going to be doing a flat shot side into Shara. And it is close range, so I will get my blue-black. See if I can't take Shara out. Alright, we got the front, the side, ignition shot coming in. 3 red, 2 blue, 2 black. That and that. It's actually not dead yet. Need 1 more damage. So we'll just Jonas this right now. Spuck everything just for the sake of it. And then Ordnance Experts, exactly 3. So exactly enough. It was actually funny that it was barely enough to drop home 1, but home 1 goes down. And then the flak into Shara. Blue and a black. Just need 1, and that will take out Shara because her scatter was gone. Okay, well, Rob and I decided to call it there after Ackbar went down. Man, because looking at it, it was pretty clear that it was going to be an Imperial victory, but the reason we usually like to try to play through a game, no matter what games you're playing. but both MC30s would never have had a shot, ever. Even if you would have been speeding up to 4 and trying to get around maybe to my onagers, I was moving my onagers away, and I just kind of worked it out where by round 6 he still wouldn't have had a shot on anything. So it would have just been us moving around for 2.5 more turns with nothing happening. The most that would happen would I would killed the last E-wing and then just flown away. So we decided to end it there, and that was a an experiment with double onager at 600 points. And an ISD2 at 600 points. And, in a way it was fun just because it's fun just having the 2 onagers launching, their super weapons and just being, all just cool launching those extreme range shots. But, as you guys could see, it was a bit one-sided. And that's not fun. I don't like playing blowout games. And especially actually if I'm the one blowing someone out, it's not fun for me. That's just not enjoyable, especially when it's playing with my friends, because I know it's not enjoyable for them. So.
But as Ben knows, he and I can experiment and do those things.
Yeah.
So he knows that I'm a good sport and all like that. I don't mind him bring out 2 onagers and say, hey, let's try. I want to see what it's like.
Yeah.
I mean, he might have other players he plays against that maybe that might not have been as fun. And for him or them.
I would probably never bring double onager to a serious game or someone I don't know or was not good friends with.
Right.
And if I ever do this again, which I probably will do double onager again at some point, but it'll be in like bigger games, like 600, 800 point games.
Yes.
And out where the other players bring lots of stuff.
Right.
And I'll probably always let them know ahead of time, hey, I'm bringing double onager, and I'll even let you see my list to try to tailor against it, because that is pretty. Especially the way that I had it set up there, just on one side, they're both just focusing, being able to focus their shots on double shotting one ship each time, and it's pretty devastating. So.
And also not for a few more months. So.
No, yeah, I won't be doing double onager again for. We'll give it at least a month, maybe 2 before I bring double onager again. Maybe our next really big game. That could be when you and Professor Albert need to try to rescue Leia. The home. Where the base is being protected by 2 onagers.
Well, I think you might have to replace a ship, don't you? For that scenario.
Well, I had 3 ISD2s.
Yeah, but did you have to replace one ship? Did you take one down?
You dropped one ISD2.
Yes.
Yeah.
We have special rules for that.
Yeah, we'll see. For those that didn't see that, go check out the Escape from Hoth video we did. That was an epic 2v1 800 point battle report that we did, special rules and everything. So it was pretty fun. Go and check that out. You got to see 2 Starhawks on the table, 3 ISDs on the table, and lots of ships and squadron on the table. It was fun. So anyway, get back to this game. Now, Rob, if you wanted to just talk about how it went, your thoughts on strategy, kind of going back to deployment and that kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, I realized that both the assault frigate and Home 1 should have went to basically speed 2. And kept at speed 2 to get around, or at least maneuver more around his onagers, and perhaps wouldn't have died as quickly.
Or at all.
At all.
Because if you guys remember, Rob started his Home 1 and assault frigate at speed 2.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to put words in your mouth, but when you saw how far out my ignition tokens went, and that if you would have stayed at speed 2 or sped up and done your engine techs with Home 1, because he was considering that, it wasn't on camera, but off screen he was considering doing speed 2 engine techs and then switching to speed 3 with the assault frigate. He saw if he was me right on top of my ignition tokens, I would be getting the close range shots on him.
And I was like,
and that kind of surprised him, so we decided to slow down to 1, which actually was the wrong thing to do, because it allowed me to get 2 full turns of doing ignition shots on his ships without any retaliation.
And also to keep his maneuvering where he all he had to do was just turn
just little inches just to make sure I got my
that way,
angles.
no matter where I moved, I was still on his arc.
Yeah. Now, if you would have stayed at speed 2, then your engine tech, and sped to speed 3 with your assault frigate, I would have been in trouble. I would have got 2 great hits on you, and maybe another round of hits. Because I'm first player, but round 2, actually, at least one, probably Home 1 would have been around my side. After it would have been able to shoot. It would have been able to do an Ackbar shot round 2. Then you would have been on my side, on the outside, and then those onagers would be done. Could do nothing to home 1 at that point. Just side shots, which they're not terrible, but it would just be Ackbarring the crap out of me. The assault frigate might have been able to make it around, or even just cut inside, and he would just be doing broadsides on me. And there's a chance, even if speeding up, that he might have still lost probably the assault frigate, maybe. But home 1 definitely would not have died, and would have been in the rear of the onagers, and it would have been bad news bears at that point.
Because your SD was way out.
Yeah, I would never have been able to catch you with my Star Destroyer. I would have been way out of position with that, and the onagers would not be able to turn at all. You'd just be having a heyday shooting into my rear arc for the rest of the game. Yeah. And it probably would have been a guaranteed kill on both onagers, because then they would have no targets to shoot at. I might have killed the space mashed potato, I guess. So that might have died.
It became a mashed potato. It starts a potato.
Yeah, yes. It became a space mashed potato. But if you would have done it that way, I think, the assault frigate probably still would have died. I might have tried to focus on one to maybe kill it because I would see what was coming.
Right.
I still don't think I could kill home 1 with only 2 turns, with 3 shots, because I'll be able to shoot you twice the first round. They would have been medium range shots because we kind of measured it.
Yep.
And then round 3, it would have been round 3. I'm first player. I might have picked to go with that one of them first before he got around me, take another shot at close range. I don't know if I kill you, because Jonas isn't in place by then.
Right.
And you're moving fast enough to stay away from Jonas, so I can't get the guaranteed accuracies to stop your stuff.
Which was another thing that was...
I was locking everything down. He was just taking full hits the entire time.
My officer, Christopher Gate, would actually be helping with crits and stuff to get my...
But he wasn't using anything because I kept hitting him with accuracies. But even if you had been very damaged, I think home 1 then being around my side. And if I chose to shoot at the home 1, then your assault frigate doesn't die, and then the assault frigate's around my other side. So it's just... I would have had hard choices to make, and at least one, maybe both, would have been survived, been on my side, stayed in my rear, and I think both onagers die, and have no shots on anything else for the rest of the game. I think that's, if I can just...
No, it was a big
I think that was the biggest mistake, was choosing to slow down. I think it was just because you were surprised at how, you didn't realize how close those ignition towers were going to be turn 1.
Yeah.
And, you just kind of reacted like, oh, I don't want to take that shot. But by slowing down, it meant that you're not shooting me for at least 2 more turns.
Right. And taking more.
Yeah. So,
I mean, I did sacrifice the assault frigate in order to save home 1. And I think it saved home 1 for 1 more turn.
Yeah, because he moved the assault frigate up. It actually made my shots obstructed, so I just decided I'm just going to try to take it out with 1 round of shooting. And again, with having Jonas there, when you can lock down someone's brace, and then lock down their evade, when they have an evade, getting the accuracies, and then all that firepower from the super weapon just comes in to where you want it to go, and they can't do anything about it. I mean, not much can survive that with 2 of them hitting. And the only reason why I'm going over that, for a lot of people I see online question, how do you fight an onager? Onagers are so powerful. Onagers are powerful until you get to the side of them and get around them. And I fought against an onager once when it first came out as Empire. It was Empire versus Empire. And I actually didn't have any issues with it because I kind of started in front of it with both my fleets angled like this, and I just went max speed turn 1 and just went around. He got 1 shot on me, and then the rest of the game I was behind him and killed it. And that's the way you got to take out onagers. They're very powerful. They're really hard to play against. I know a lot of people don't like them, and they are oppressive, which is why you bring more than 1. Even bring in 1, just let your opponent know it's set up for an onager game. And but to defeat an onager, for those watching that maybe having issues against onagers, you have to go fast and get around the side. Just recognize and give him multiple targets. Like Rob was also discussing, he was thinking about putting his MC-30s over there as well. Yeah. If he would have done that, yes, I had the splash damage crit that could go off, but
it wasn't as bad as I thought.
Yeah, it wasn't as terrible as it could have been. And if the MC-30s were on that side as well, I would have had so many targets to shoot at. I'm like, I don't know who do I shoot at. Maybe I can drop an MC-30, but then I'm not shooting at home 1. And you just overwhelm me and get around my side, and it's over. and that's how you take down an onager. You just have to be fast. Give it too many targets to shoot at. You might lose a ship, maybe lose another half of a ship.
Yeah.
But after that, you're around the side and it's done. Because onagers, you're not turning that onager around. And when you're playing against rebels love being in a turning game with doing broadsides. So, just my thoughts for those thinking about how do I beat an onager or an onager list, and you have to go fast, get around it, and just be prepared that you're going to lose probably a ship.
Yep.
But after that, you're going to be on its flanks, and then it's neutered. There's nothing else I can do.
Which is why I originally brought the MC30s. To be honest.
Yeah, well, when I saw your list, I was like, those MC30s are going to cause me problems. But then I was relieved. But I was also, I was like, oh man, when you placed them over here, I was like, well, they're not going to do anything to my onagers now, so they're safe. So I was
well, I was hoping to take it. Well, worried about the splash damage as you were warned ahead of time.
Yeah.
And then I was hoping that maybe I can just tie up your destroyer, or actually maybe harm it enough that you might think about.
Yep, they could have done work on my Star Destroyer, but you angled them a little bit too far out
Right.
to when I just chose to cut inside and not give you a chance. But
I was happy with my VX.
yeah, you did get that one maneuver.
I
be able to get the new
good.
strategic. I think it was your first time ever using strategic.
Yep.
I don't think I've actually ever used strategic before to move tokens around. I'd like to experiment with that in the future. Maybe bring some of my Lambda shuttles and pick missions that have lots of victory tokens on the board. Play with those kind of shenanigans.
Because you thought you had that one right there you could
Yeah. I was like, oh, that's gonna be mine. And you moved up and moved it out of the side.
It's now mine.
Yeah.
Thanks. So, but that was actually very fun. And then in the beginning right here, you can see three of his fighters right here in front of us. Right here, we're all.
Yeah, I was like,
first turn.
Talk about a. That was Rob was pretty excited about that. I was shocked. I was not expecting to lose all three in one turn going after Shara, but that's also an example of how powerful Shara is. I came in with 3 typings. They all have 5 health, and yes, I got rid of her scatter with Sloane, but with her counters back. And then his next turn with him getting flacking, and then just one E-Wing and Shara dropped all 3 advance. Yeah. So 3 advance going down in one turn as well. Was pretty incredible. That also was just a demonstration of the power of Shara Bay.
Yeah.
And
flak.
Flacking, when you combine it with flacking, it's just so difficult to drop her without taking enormous losses. Most games I'm going to shoot at her. I just ignore her.
Right.
I might put a couple squads nearby to someone just walked in. We have Amber here, so we'll actually be right back. We'll just do a little pause here, and we'll continue with the post-game interview here. Just it'll only be a few seconds for you. We'll be back in a few minutes. And we're back. So I honestly don't remember where we were. I think we were just talking about onagers and overall tactics and getting around them, and that's and just as a counter that, a lot of first-time onager players might put the onager in the middle or whatever. Just that makes it easier for people to get around you. So when you have experienced onager players, like how you saw I did, I put it in the corner to try to prevent that. You still had an edge to get around. And even if I went to the edge, you can then turn in.
Right.
So it just, and if you force them to the edge, that just takes them out of the rest of the game, corners them, and so.
Which was another thing I was kind of worried about, to be honest. Just going off the board. So.
But it's there's plays and counter plays, and this I'm sounding like a broken record, but just the baseline of it for those trying to figure out how to defend against onagers is first one is speed and getting around them, and then the second one is present them lots of targets.
Yes.
Force them to have to pick between lots of targets where they can't just I only have one target, I'm just going to focus. But a lot of targets in their array, probably lose one, but especially if you're doing like a small, fast fleet, they won't have another shot on you because you're going to be around the side, and that'll be it because the onager can't turn. So just getting those pointers out there, and anything else you want to talk about regarding the game or the fleets, etc.?
It was great to play Ackbar again. I haven't played him in a little while, and
that's Rob's favorite.
That's my favorite, and I really do enjoy him. And the MC30s are like one of my favorites of the light fast ships, to be honest. They're not very maneuverable at speed 4, but 3's nice, and you kind of have to watch when you bump into each other. And kind of should have placed a torpedo one closer in the scout, should have guys swapped them out a little bit, where they placed. But otherwise, no, I enjoy them. I like the hunting around the back and coming up behind you.
Yeah,
stuff like that.
Yeah, MC-30s with Ackbar can be absolutely devastating.
Yep.
And yeah, you just aimed them a little bit too far outside. If you aimed a little bit in, yes, you might have taken one shot for my ISD before I got around you.
Yeah.
But the thing is about MC-30s, they have a double evade, double redirect. An MC-30 can take a front shot from an ISD and live. Especially since you had advanced projectors on one, you had forcer on the other, and you can take that hit, and then again, it's the same thing as getting around an Onager. You get around my ISD with those MC-30s, and I'm in trouble.
You're a little better off than Onager, but
yes. I mean, ISD is far better off than an Onager if you get around them. But MC-30s are. I mean, I've had many games against MC-30s where they just wreck my world because they just are so fast. They get behind me, and then I can't do anything.
I mean, they have great shields, and so
they have redundant defense tokens, so it's hard to lock them down. So
but yeah, no, that's what I enjoyed. I enjoyed the game. I mean, I really enjoyed that. I really did.
So I haven't done a question yet, so we'll do the question now. If you guys are still watching, for the March giveaway, and continuing with the theme of delving deeper into the mediums that you like to consume Star Wars. This one is going to give me your favorite tabletop game you like to consume Star Wars. That includes the RPGs, obviously Armada, X-Wing and Legion, several of the board games like Star Wars Rebellion, which I said that in my announcement video, but Star Wars Rebellion is a fantastic board game. I highly recommend it if you like Star Wars and you've never played it. Outer Rim's also pretty fun.
Yeah, yes.
And but if I had to pick one, I mean, it actually isn't Armada, surprisingly. I love Armada, but if gun to my head, forced to pick one, it would actually be the RPGs. And the reason is because I've been playing the Star Wars RPG and whatever iteration it's been ever since the 2000. And I play with my Academy buddies, and we just play these years-long campaigns. It's obviously over online now because we're scattered across the country and the planet, and several guys are overseas. And but we started at the Academy playing the old D6 system from the 90s, then we switched to Saga, and now we're doing the current Fantasy Flight RPG, which we just ended a 6-year campaign, like 6 real-life years we've been playing. And we just started a fresh one last 2 weeks ago. We started a brand new campaign set in the Mandalorian era. So the first one was set like 15 years after Order 66, so it was like before the rebellion had been formed. It was like in the middle of the Empire. So, but I really enjoy playing with those guys and creating a character, and because we play really long form. So this last one we did was 6 years, but we've been playing together for over 20 years now. So, gun to my head, I'd pick that. If I can only play one Star Wars game for the rest of my life, it would still be playing with them. But Armada is, tied for first, 1.5. Definitely both, because I do both, and I love both. But that's my pick, and so go ahead and give me your favorite tabletop Star Wars game that you like to play, the way you like to consume the medium in tabletop fashion. And if there's another tabletop game that I'm not familiar with that I didn't mention, Imperial Assault, I just remembered Imperial Assault is one. A lot of people like that. So let me know what your favorite Star Wars tabletop game that you like to play is. Give that in the comments below, and that'll enter you in or give you an additional entry into the March giveaway for the $50 store credit to Admiral Tater's Ship Shop. So again, Rob, it was a fun game.
Good game, Ben. Thank you very much.
We'll come up with another one for the next time. It might still be 600 points. Like I said, we like 600 points. So
it feels like a fleet to us.
Feels like you actually have a fleet. So probably 600 points again next time we play. And
we've tossed up. I'm sorry, I didn't interrupt. We tossed up the idea of actually switching.
Yes, where I would play Rebellion and Rob would play Empire. Because I don't think Rob's ever played Empire.
I have never played.
And I've rarely played Rebellion. I've just recently delved into them a little bit. The past some Batreps, co-Batreps passed. So we might actually do a swap. So we'll see.
Yeah.
So So again, thank you guys for watching. And even though it was over quick, I hope it was kind of it was still enjoyable for you guys, and maybe also instructional for when it comes to onagers and stuff like that. So, until next time, take it easy.